nós está back para que nós continuar a apresentar a edição de Nos Mainta. Se está para join, la ganhei mais bombini de programa. De minha parte também viaja mais. E me junto com me tem grande amigo como conheci 2 anos passados de show aqui mês. E aí aqui está back na Aruba. E é autor, é guy mais jolly mesmo, persona hope nice para nós conversar com ele. E eu não sei papi orado com ele. Nós queremos bombini. So he is from New York City. Live in Aruba, Mr. Philip Timothy Arnold. Good morning.
Having me on the Aruba. It's great to be back and to be on the show. What a great honor.
I just write something about Philip here. He is a proud Caribbean American with his roots in Aruba. He proudly describes himself as son of San Nicolas, since his father is from San Nicolas. And so tata kabali hasi 90 anos, imaginawo. Y si bumire, it'll look like he is 20. And his mother just turned 91 in December. His roots, San Martin, Anguilla, St. Croix, Barbados, and of course, Aruba. Philip is a proud 2-time global selling author from New York. His work has been sold in more than 20 countries, inducting into 20 museums, 11 national archives, and various international libraries, including Aruba. We were going to talk about it, and has become part of a permanent Renaissance module of the island of Anguilla. Welcome once again, my friend.
Thank you so much. Again, it is a pleasure to be here.
We were talking about these 2 books. The first one, the first one is the MGM perspective. Let's start with this. What is all about?
The MGM perspective. Basically, both books, since starting off with this one, is about representation. Every group that you belong to, or someone belongs to, like to be represented accordingly. MGM, it stands for a multi-generational mixed race person. It could also be multicultural at the same time. That is my life experience. My family comes from different areas of the world, as well as different cultures that are all blended into one. The Caribbean is a perfect example of that because everyone has passed through here. So I wrote this book. It's funny what inspired me to do it. It was because of TikTok. TikTok, you'll find many people on there who want to showcase their work or just be out in the forefront. But there's also a market for TikTok tough guys, let's just call it that. People who like to be reductive in regard to their ideologies, and they feel that since no one will see them or no one will find them, they can say and do whatever they want. I've gotten into many discussions in regard to race relations and so forth. I try to keep it positive at all times. But there are those who are going to say things, and I try to constructively correct them in regard to their pattern of thinking. And so I said, you know what, let me put a book together that describes what an MGM is. Mixed people have said, is perhaps the largest group in the world because of migrations. It could be recent, it could be distant. Somebody has something in them from somewhere, but this more so focuses on recent generations. So I said to myself, put this out there to have someone, that someone being me, represent the group that I belong to. And there's so many people who do not even know what group that they actually are a part of. They live their life according to a consideration as opposed to actual fact. A consideration is an allowance or an acceptance. It's never a fact. Tangible facts are what a subject actually is. I look at this from a genetic standpoint. I look at it from a cultural standpoint as well.
It encouraged me to ask you what mental approach is required to understand this, what you're talking about.
I think it has to do with home training, what your parents teach you, what your grandparents teach you.
Yeah.
Not everybody has that luxury in life because of whatever their story has been. But for the most part, let's just say that you've had a parent or 2-parent home or some type of elder in your family to help guide you. In America, I found that because of their history, a lot of things are overshadowed because of the history that they have in regard to those with African descent. In the Caribbean, as Caribbean American, I grew up in this culture here. So I was more open to seeing people and saying, okay, this person looks like this person looks like this. They look totally different, but they are indeed my close family. On the other side, being of this group, it is not always accepted. They say, oh, you don't want to be this or you don't want to be that. That's
Yeah.
the furthest thing from the truth. I'm a mixed race person. Recent, I'm proud of it. I'm not going to overshadow one side of the family with the other. Because you take out one ancestor, just one, you don't exist. So,
What was the inspiration for this book? Before we start with the second
oh,
one.
no problem. Well, actually, the first inspiration was TikTok. Because,
Yeah, TikTok.
right, that was, but then afterwards I said, you know what? There's so many people who are misrepresented. And in the groups that I belong to on social media, I said, well, I'm a mixed person, but I don't know how to identify. And I would say, identify with the truth. But then people will say, I don't want to be black, or I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that. And I would kindly, in a way, say, listen, you are all those things, but there's nothing wrong with acknowledging all of yourself because you're not leaving anything out. Anyone that says, oh, you don't want to be, obviously they are not in your shoes, and if they are, they know nothing about themselves.
Life is a Dark Mixie. It's a follow-up. It's another book. It's a follow-up of the first book.
Right.
What is the difference?
Actually, that's kind of a part two when you really think about it. They say that people of a certain group all have a certain look. Maybe that's true with some, but then again, not with others. Mixed race people, there are a variety of looks. Mixed people come in all colors. They come in all shapes. They come in all sizes and cultures and so forth. It is literally a gigantic, diversified pool. In a lot of ways, it's the same gene pool like in the Caribbean. It's the same gene pool. And what I had thought to myself was, put it out there. Have the feelers. People come and they ask the questions. Okay, let's break it down for you. Some will say, oh, this is too complicated. I'm just going to say this. Fine, you can say whatever you want. But at the same time, at the end of the day, is that the truth? No, it's not. I like to tell the truth. This is who I am. I represent who I am. I came from a good family. Even if I came from a family who was not of sorts, I want to be the person who says, listen, this is my truth.
How you address the issue of colorism and racism? It's a very hot topic nowadays.
extremely hot topic.
You hear it a lot of news. How you address this?
Well, let me tell you, writing this book, many people have said you are very brave to write this because these are the taboos of society
Yeah.
that no one wants to address. But if you don't speak up about things that are right, look at people who did speak up. They bettered society. Martin Luther King, he's one of them. He spoke up the truth, and a lot of things have changed and things are still changing. But every now and then, people take a step back because of whatever experience that they have or they want to share with whatever. Racism and colorism, they are the worst things on the planet because it causes division. I'm one who wants to bring people together. I like being in a room growing up when we had events where you had all these different shades of people, all close family, all speaking 4 to 5 different languages in each corner of the room. That was my atmosphere. That was my life. This is why I love coming back to this area of the world, because unfortunately all those people who I came up with are respectfully no longer with us, God rest their souls. But at least when I come to places like here, St. Martha and Barbados, Aruba, I am surrounded by my familiar life. And it's something that my wife Paula and I share with our children. My parents who are still with us, age 90 and 91, they still instill that in me. They said, don't forget who you are. Don't ever lose your culture.
That's most important. Forget who and from where we come.
Right. Dark Mixie basically was another eye-opener, and some would say, oh, this is even more edgy. As a dark-complected mixed person, you sometimes have to say, listen, don't put me in this box. If you ask me what I am, I will tell you. You'll get all kinds of reductive responses. Well, they'll give you the side eye. They'll say, really? Okay. Then you'll have those who say, really? Oh, wow, I did not know that. Please tell me more. I love when people ask the what are you question because it shows that they take an interest in me. There are some mixed people who hate it because they feel that it's an invasion of privacy. Yes and no. It all depends on how they ask you.
Yes.
Actually, with any question.
Well, Arnel, we like to say it once more time. Thank you and a wonderful, pleasant stay on this beautiful island.
Thank
You
you.
call yourself the son of St. Nicholas.
Actually, the son of a St. Nicholas boy. My father, Fabian Victor Emmanuel Arnell, who just turned 90 years old, with my mother, who just turned 91, Louise Ione Boyce Arnell, my role models. Hello, Mom and Dad, and I always say thank you for my life, along with my wife, Paula, and all of our children.
Thank you so much. Is
Thank
this
you.
book available on the
Yes,
internet?
both of these books are available on Amazon.com, so please check it out. It is an eye-opener.
Thank you so much, Arnell.
Thank
and
you.
I have to say thank you again to have a friend like you
I'm
in
glad
New
we
York.
became
So
friends.
whenever I go to New York, I
You
know.
and Eve by us, man.
Thank you so. I give you the let's send us to a break commercial
Okay.
in this camera and say we go to a commercial break.
Thank you for tuning in. Right now, we're going into a break. Here's the room for a commercial.